Alright, admittedly today I'm not really in the best of moods because of a couple of stuff of that happened that are just like really personal to be mentioning in a YouTube video, so I'll just say that I'm not really in the best of moods. I'm kind of going to try to get this video out as soon as possible because I'm also uploading this way later than I wanted to. Because again, a few reasons that have just happened in my life, my personal life, that just kind of got in the way, and I'm a little pissed off, but thankfully the episode that we got today for Demon Slayer, which is the second to last episode, because they say at the very end that next week is going to be the final episode of the season, which kind of sucks because I really like Demon Slayer, I like the characters, and I really like what they showed off with this episode. But going back to what I was talking about before, like they focused a lot on trying to develop and show off Murichiro's backstory, that it kind of felt like that they spent too many episodes trying to spend too much of a focus on doing that, which is kind of strange because it's like the previous season with the Entertainment District arc, we don't really get to learn a whole lot about Uzui, right? We don't really know anything about him other than a couple of context clues, and that's kind of it. But with Murichiro and even Mitsuri in this episode, we get to learn like a whole lot about like their characters. And even then, for Mitsuri, we only really get this one episode, and we're maybe going to get a little bit more detail or details in the next episode, but that's kind of it, right? It kind of mainly focused on trying to show off some really cool fights, which, for what it's worth, the fights in this season were really cool, and the animation was absolutely superb. Youthful Toibo continues to keep doing an amazing freaking job at what they do. But they focused a lot on trying to focus Murichiro's character, which, I guess made sense because he was kind of like a blank slate from when we first saw him in the first like episode of the season. But then they focused a lot of episodes trying to push more on his character narrative, which, I've said this before, it's not a bad thing, but it kind of felt like they focused too much time and they didn't really get to show off a whole lot of other aspects about Demon Slayer that people really enjoy the most. But then again, the characters are the main focus, so it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I kind of felt like they put too much focus on it, and they did it for too many subsequent episodes in a row, where they could have split that time into a more fair manner, because Mitsuri for like the majority of the season kind of was just like there, and she didn't really like do a whole lot besides be her typical normal self. And, even though that's really fun to see, we don't really get to know anything more about her. And so this week, when we actually get to see more about her backstory and, like, who she was and what she went through before she joined the Demon Slayer Corps. And from what I know so far, it seems like her parents and her family are actually still, like, fully alive. The thing that's really sad about Mitsuri's backstory is that she was different from other girls. She was stronger than normal girls, she ate a lot, and she didn't really display a lot of the normal, like, girly behavior. And then, of course, like, her hair color is completely different, so she kind of, like, stands out as being, like, the odd one out of, like, any other girl from, like, her village, per se, right? And so for a majority of her life, like, as she was getting older and after this marriage that she was supposed to be a part of, after it was called off, she basically decided to try to hide away like her real self. She dyed her hair, she tried to pretend that she was weak and she didn't eat as much as she did. She basically hid away who she really was and was trying to be what other people wanted her to be. But the thing that she needed to learn was that whoever she is and who she is as a person is capable of being able to receive love in return. She's so loving and caring towards other people, and that's what she wants to do, and that's like the main thing about her. She's so deeply rooted into people personally, and she wants to give love and have love returned back, right? She wants to help people and be caring and loving towards other people. And that's ultimately why she ends up joining the Demon Slayer Corps, because she is accepted for who she is, first by the master of the Demon Slayer Corps, and then subsequently the people that she ends up saving from the demons that she kills. People are very thankful towards her, and they show her the admiration and the love that she had so much, that she had sought after so much for. And she gets more of that and even more validation, and that's what gives her the strength and courage to keep continuing on further against the fight with the child demon, the child emotional demon that they're fighting within the episode. And she does a really impressive job. Like, she's got like this weird like whip sword that's super cool, and like the way they animate it is like really cool as well. she's really impressive with it, and she has a lot of strength, but she only gets more strength and more courage to keep fighting and keep getting stronger within the battle because of the admiration that she's been given by Tanjiro, Nezuko, and even Genya. They see her as a ray of hope. Because of course, naturally they're going to see her as that because she's a Hashira and she's incredibly strong. But even then, it's like even if she wasn't a Hashira, they would still see her as that because they care about her and she cares about them, and that's what she needed. That's what she's always been craving for. That's what she always wanted in life, to be able to help people and give them love and get love in return. And she ends up awakening her demon mark. We actually see that in the episode. She awakens her demon mark just like Murichiro earlier in the season, and Tanjiro, we saw it before, he was able to do that as well. And I thought that was really cool, right? I guess certain characters are able to unlock the demon mark. I kind of think it's a little weird how some like demon slayers aren't able to do this, or I guess specifically the Hashira. I feel like it would have been really cool. We saw Uzui do it, or even like Rengoku do it, but they just like didn't. But then again, it would kind of go against Rengoku's character to get like a demon mark. But I still think it would have been really cool. But anyway, I really like how we get to see more about Mitsuri and her character, and it builds up towards the climax that's going to be happening in the next episode. But I guess my only real complaint is that I wish it spent more time showing off more of her character and showing more of her backstory, and I wish it wasn't all just crammed into one episode. But I guess it is what it is. It was still really good though. I really enjoyed it, and the entire season. I guess I'll be talking about that more next week when the season actually fully ends. But the whole season has been like really solid and has been really, really enjoyable, and a lot of like the character specific moments have been really, really good. But I don't know, I almost feel like the action for the previous season was just a little bit better. Not to say that this wasn't good, because it absolutely fucking was. Like now that we've seen more of what Mitsuri is capable of, like it looks really cool, in the way they animate her sword and like her attacks are also really cool. But I don't know, I just almost felt like the action in this season was a little underwhelming. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it, but regardless, I'm tired. Like I said before earlier in the video, I'm a little pissed off because of a couple of stuff that I'm not going to get into because it's not important. That's pretty much it though. I don't really have much else to say about the episode. It's the second to last episode. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Mitsuri as a character is a lot more complicated than I was expecting. I didn't really know what they were going to do with her character, but it makes sense, and it's very relatable. I can understand her position, and I can understand why she's a part of the Demon Slayer Corps. And I want to see more of her. I want to see more of like her, growing and developing as the series continues on. I don't know what they're gonna do with her, but hopefully it's interesting. So, without further ado, that's all I have to say. I really enjoyed it. It was really good, and that's let's wrap it up. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more, please be sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next one. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, better than mine. See you guys next one. I'm out. Peace.